Greetings. My name is Inspector Tooslow. If you joined us last week, you'll remember that I received a letter that sent me on a hunt to the nearby Hotel Monteith for some clues. When I got to the Hotel Monteith, I found the clues just like they said. I discovered that the carpenter was a shepherd at heart. His sheep were us people who had strayed off course. The shepherd somehow got hurt trying to rescue us people's sheep, but I couldn't figure out why, so I called the agency for more clues. It was in the middle of a busy day of productive inspector work when my concentration was interrupted by a phone call. Okay. Ugh. Hello?
Hey there, you big dork. For your next set of clues, you are instructed to find a disguise and go shopping at your favorite store. There you will be approached by one of our agents who will hand you a file. The most important thing to remember here is to act normal. Shop like you would any other time.
Right here. Very nice. Very nice. It's a pretty great day for doing some shopping.
Clorox is pretty good this time of year.
The Clorox, huh? The Clorox. The Clorox, The Clorox is pretty great, huh? After cleverly avoiding all suspicion, I went back to my office to check out my new stuff and to look over the clues. For while we were still helpless at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. Well, that makes sense. If we are helpless, that fits in with the sheep clue. Sheep are helpless, so we would be helpless like sheep. But why does the passage refer to us as being ungodly? And why did Christ have to die for the ungodly? Perhaps the second clue will help. He himself bare our sins in his body on the cross, so that we might dare to sin and live for righteousness. By his wounds you have been healed. Apparently sin is what makes us ungodly. The trouble we sheep were in must have been trouble that we made for ourselves because of our wickedness. The carpenter shepherd who shepherded over us people's sheep, he did, I suppose, what good shepherds do. Somehow his death was a result of our wanderings off, chasing after sinfulness, leaving the path of righteousness in pursuit of ungodliness. I suppose that's what the clue means. And the good shepherd endangered his life to rescue us from our own wickedness by dying on a cross. Fascinating. I have to be honest, the thought of some guy dying on a cross to rescue me from my sinful wanderings was a wonderful and awful thought at the same time. If this carpenter shepherd guy really did bear my sins on his body on the cross, then I owed him a lot of gratitude. I spent the rest of the afternoon meditating on the idea of one person bearing the sins of all us people sheep, and I still was having some difficulty figuring out the answers. I decided to use my clever detective pinboard to piece together all my previous clues. And she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room for him, like a tender shoot, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. Nothing in his appearance. All like sheep have gone astray. Each of us has turned our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Isn't this Mary's son and the brother of James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon? Aren't his sisters here with us? And they took offense. We were still helpless. At the right time, Christ died for himself, bear our sins in his own body on the cross, so that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. By his wounds we have been healed. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not of the sheep pen. I must bring them also. The reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life only to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own powers, then rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Surely he took up our pain and bare our suffering. Yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him and afflicted. Inspector log number 5579. It doesn't work. A poor man who worked as a carpenter and was a shepherd at heart cannot simply die on a cross and fix all the world's problems. Even if he somehow was able to bear sins in his body, then what? If he is a man like I am a man, this does not work. He would be forced to also be bearing his own sins, so what even is the point? I'm missing something. I could not die on a cross and fix the world's problems. When I got this case several weeks ago, they wanted me to discover the identity of this world flipper upside downer guy. I discovered that he was poor. Well, not many poor people flip the world upside down. I discovered that he was a carpenter. Not many carpenters flip the world upside down. I discovered that he was a shepherd at heart, and that we were somehow his people sheep. Well, not many shepherds flip the world upside down. I also discovered that in some strange way he died on a cross to rescue us from our sins. Well, from my knowledge, not that many people who died on the cross flip the world upside down. The cross is a terrible way to die, but it does not necessarily make you a significant person in history. There is a piece to this puzzle that I'm missing. What could it possibly be? Pretty great, huh?
The mic is falling out. We're having problems here. That was some problems here.
All right, got it.